Alrighty, hello everybody and welcome into the SFA Season 14 Week 6 BearCave games. We are back with another great set of streams here for you guys on Super Bowl Eve. Make sure you guys can hear me before we can get started. And yeah, it's a great day. I mean, we saw, I don't know if there was a bunch of upsets today, but we saw Alabama lose to South Carolina, so that's kind of hilarious. Welcome in, Cryo. So while everybody just files in, let's go over all of the housekeeping items as always. If this is your first time ever watching the SFA, this is an online dynasty ran through Discord, Twitch, and YouTube. We are in Season 14, but you can join in at any time. You can claim a team. You can set playbooks. You can set depth charts. You can recruit. You can participate in our sportsbook. We also have a fully functional stock system as well. So it's a great time, great community. Feel free to join. Links are in any of our descriptions. And if you do happen to be checking us out live, welcome in. It is a lot of fun. We are affiliated over here on Twitch, so if you want to drop a Twitch Prime, it helps support the channel and support you guys, as all revenue from the Twitch channel does go back to you guys in the terms of a national championship care package with a trophy and some merch from your favorite school. And as always, if you guys want more bonus content, check out patreon.com/thesfa. Additional game day each week, and you get the Playoff Push podcast as well. And you can check us on Instagram. It's free to follow. I post daily media stories there as well. So that is Simulated Football Association. And our friends over at Home Field, man, they are a affiliate of ours. They are elite. It is a college apparel company that focuses on vintage designs. Super comfortable. They have over 180 plus collections. They don't do just football. They have all your favorite schools and some insane pieces. And they just dropped Indiana. They just dropped Purdue. And today they dropped UMass/UConn hockey stuff. And they are planning to drop 17 more schools this year. So check them out. Use code SFA. 15% off as always. So yeah, it is Super Bowl Eve. So drop your Super Bowl predictions if you have them. And if you haven't been on a BearCave stream before, how it works is we pick the 10 best games of the week. And we'll go through them one by one. And slow sim them to see if they're close, and then we'll jump in and watch the game unfold if it is. And then a little later on tonight is our game day game right after this stream. It's Michigan going on the road, take on the Cinderella, the dark horse, the Maryland Terps, led by Coach Papa Smoke. Tribe has the Chiefs. Yeah, I said the 30-28. You got 30-21. All right, so let's get into it. As always, we go by the BearCave graphic, and we run server games and stuff if you aren't familiar with the SFA. So we are starting today with the Conference USA. We've got North Texas taking on Louisiana. Now, Louisiana, they may not have a great record, but man, this team is good. I mean, they stood toe-to-toe with Oklahoma. They only lost by a touchdown, and then they actually beat Tennessee. So we'll see what they can do to get today. D-Sleep, if you're here, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. And he is a Patreon user, so he does get to choose his uniforms. So he wanted the 1960s all whites, the one with the block, NT on the helmet. All right, let's see if we can figure this out. Is this a block NT helmet? Let's see the other helmets just to make sure. Or is that the block? Is it the Hayden Fry or is it the Mean Green? I think this is more of a block than the other one. D-Sleep, if it's not, I'm sorry. Alright, I don't see D-Sleep in the chat, so we're just going to go ahead and get started as always. Remember, I'll pick heads and kick if you are not here for coin tosses. As we get on into BearCave here today, oh baby, it's going to be a good one. Not necessarily a lot of high-powered matchups today in terms of, like ranked versus ranked, but a lot of information to gather about how the second half of this season is going to end. We're almost halfway through. And we saw Tulane pick up a victory. So right now they're probably, between them and Louisiana, the favorites to win this conference. I don't think it showed, Cryo, but he had like 167 yards. I think you're just fine, buddy. I don't know if he had any touchdowns, though. But I do know for sure the under hit. But it's like, it was close. It was like 167. Yeah, it gave Dyron the player of the game, I think. Alright, so here we go. We're over in Louisiana. And it's going to be heads and kick per usual. Alright, here we go. So we do a slow sim play-by-play here in the first quarter. And remember, if it's within a score at the end, we will jump in. Now, D-Sleep, he's looking to finally take over this conference. He's been in, like, the middle layers of the Conference USA, and that's not going to do it with that second quarter. So D-Sleep's going to need a big second half. He gets a field goal. You got to get the defense step up. They do. Got to lean on that transfer from USC. And another touchdown from Louisiana. This game may be all but over, folks. Louisiana was favored in this game, and they are going to run away with it. As always, we do run a sports book. So, in this game, it was... Louisiana was -6.5. They covered. And then the over-under was 69.5, so the under hits as well. And then the BearCave prop was... Did Taquan Twiggs get a touchdown? So that seemed like a pretty easy one. We'll see if he was able to muster one here. I don't think he did. Man, that is a tough break for D-Sleep. And it's kind of run into a buzzsaw. I think we kind of felt like Louisiana was the better team here. Taquan Twiggs still had a decent day, but no touchdowns for him. And it was... Adam Andrews with the touchdown here. 6 pancakes for Sellers. Shea Dickerson, the SFA player. TFLs, they got a decent amount. Got 6, but no sacks. Unable to gain interceptions. Did get a couple of deflections, but couldn't haul any of them in. And then Brooks White, one of the best quarterbacks in the country. The guy who was going to go to the transfer portal. Flynn Saunders stayed here. This is one of those butterfly effect moments here. 3 touchdowns. Ben Moss did not great on the ground. Then the 99 overall, one of the few in the country. Not even a great day. So it's just, an all-around better performance here for Louisiana. And that will do it here from the Conference USA. So I think it's safe to say Louisiana and Tulane are now head and shoulders above the rest of the conference right now. I think that's a pretty fair assessment to make. Welcome in, Chef Moose. What do you have cooking for us today? I just ate some buffalo chicken pre-stream. Now I got my Mango Fiesta Monster I'm drinking as well. And I'm officially on the weekend, done with work. So I don't have to go back to work till Monday. Nice little vacation. I've worked like 16 of the last 17 days on top of all the SFA stuff. We got country fried steak and onions. My grandparents used to take me to a Village Inn, and I would always get country fried steak. All right, so moving on here, BearCave, we're going on to the second game, a quick game that first one was, and this is another group of 5. This is going to be a crazy game because you've got 2 of the most high-powered offenses and best quarterbacks in the country. You've got Florida Atlantic, Coach Torn Comic, taking on Coastal Carolina and Coach Trog. If either of you guys are here, let me know, heads or tails, kick or receive. I do not think that they are. So we'll go with the away team while I give you a second. But yeah, like I said, this is a Coastal team who's obviously pretty high overall. They have CJ Irons. This is the first time we're seeing him in his senior season. They're a 10-point favorite. And if we're looking at this over-under, it's going to be pretty dang high. I just got to find it here on this graphic. 66.5. That's pretty decent. And we're going to be specifically tallying the pass touchdowns combined between the quarterbacks. So Cyrus Lloyd, or whoever plays quarterback, right, combined for over or under 7.5 passing TDs today. I think there's an outside chance CJ Irons does it himself, so we'll see. But we're going to jump on in. Chef Moose also has a salad tower. Interesting. I don't know how you make salad into a tower, but I guess I'll let you cook. It's in your name. We got a night game here. Coastal Carolina. The Black Helmets are on. FAU. We saw Georgia Southern lose this week. That was a that was one of the shockers I saw. They lost to FAU. And I forgot to check to make sure my Twitch notifications are working. Yes, they are. Okay. Just wanted to throw that there before we get too deep into the stream. All right, here we go. Coastal at home. Our first time seeing one of the most high-powered offenses in the country take the field, and they've actually been pretty disrespected by me and others throughout the country, as we keep calling them App State Light. Built like App State, but just not nearly as good. So CJ Irons is looking to show people who's who here on BearCave. Oh, yeah. Watching during deliveries. I mean, EJ Irons had a good year last year, but CJ Irons has definitely been more... I mean, it's CJ Chokejob Irons. I don't know how you could call him consistent, but he is consistently very, very good, so... Nice. Nathan got a promotion. Cook. All right, let's jump in here. Can Coastal do it? Oh, Florida Atlantic. But once again, I think this is going to be a very high-powered game. 14-7 for Coastal. They are ranked at this point. 21-7. Are they going to blow them out? This is where CJ Irons is his most lethal, except he's not pulling away. Yes, they do. Right at the end, they get a touchdown to Alexander from CJ Irons. So up 18 here at the break. 35-10. Coastal is giving it to the Owls. 42-16. Cyrus Lloyd can't do anything so far. Oh boy, this is not looking good here for the Owls, as Coastal looks to be the team to beat in the Sun Belt right now, along with Southern Miss. So that's going to do it for us here already, and the under does end up hitting. So the question becomes, did we get the over on the touchdown throws? We got some runs here. Let's take a look. So we got Cyrus Lloyd here. He only got one passing touchdown, so we got to hope that that CJ gets 7. I don't think he's going to, but yeah, just not a great day for this offense. This is Isaiah Franklin. He's consistently one of the best receivers in the country stat-wise. And on defense, Brian Arakpo and Angus Falk, they just couldn't get home, it seems, today, as they did get a couple TFLs, 8 TFLs. Arakpo got a sack, but once again, you got to force interceptions and turnovers against CJ Irons if you want any chance, and it doesn't look like they're able to do that here today. So let's check out, and the under hits on the pass touchdowns. 3 for CJ Irons in his senior year. And A.J. Samuel back, he's healthy this year, but Wesley, the fullback, looks like he got some run today. We've seen some fullbacks throughout this season that have really been elite, as Donovan Swanson continues to be pretty good. He didn't get any touchdowns, though, today. And on defense, DeMar Moon, the SFA player, with 10 tackles, a ton of TFLs for these guys here, and no turnovers. Deflections, a lot of deflections. They're able to play the defense they needed to do. So Coastal gets an easy victory. They cover. And 2 blowouts here to start Week 6 BearCave. Phil Manis, I'm tempted to catch him bananas. Yeah, that's true. I mean, if Iowa continues to be pretty good, you never know. But it's up to you, boss. You just gotta let me know before this stream is over. Like, you gotta cash them in, otherwise I will not see it, because I have to get you set up before I go live. The first game was a blowout. Louisiana blew out North Texas for a cover, and the under hit, I believe. So as we truck on, we've got 2 duds here to start the day. Next up is we got Miami at Florida State. Florida State, always lovely to have on BearCave. They always find their way into the most shenanigan-type finishes. We just saw them triple overtime against Syracuse a couple of weeks ago here. So, Jackie Moon, if you're here, let me know, kick or receive. And then I got to make sure he put a request for all black, please, because it's going to be a funeral. So not a lot of confidence from Jackie Moon's side here. So we're going to go all black. We'll get the pants black as well. Like that look. All right. Tails and kick. Yes, all black. So before we jump in, let's take a look. This is a 4-point spread for the Seminoles. And I'm looking for this over under. It's 50.5, and then specifically we're looking for a Buggy Gumption touchdown, the tight end over there. So let's take a look. Oh, it's gonna be a Miami funeral. Okay, you're getting some confidence. I thought you saying it's gonna be a funeral, you're showing up to your own funeral in all black. All right, I like the confidence from Jackie Moon. Remember, his only loss is a weird one to Kent State, so we'll see if he can battle back. And it's wild. I coming into the week, this entire division was 3-1, except for Clemson, who was 3-2. So one of the best divisions, if not the best division in the country right now. So let's see who is going to take a stranglehold. Remember, Miami is no longer in the SEC or ACC. They are independent now. So he wants to kick. Yeah, I love these. I like these jerseys. But you'll never catch me telling Dogwater that. There's no way Dogwater's here. Otherwise, I retract that statement. All right, here we go. What is Florida State going to do today? 3 points here in the first quarter, but the defense is hanging on, so that under is looking crispy here. It continues to look absolutely amazing, and it's 3-3 at halftime. We've got a Big Ten matchup brewing here today, folks. No offense to speak of. Buggy Gumption, get yourself a tutty. Is Miami. There we go. We finally get a touchdown. Then we get an interception. Now here comes the scoring. They're battling back and forth now. They stall out. 53-yard field goal is no good. Florida State is still down as we head to the wire. A long one. They get a touchdown there to Amonra Leuha, the SFA guy. So now we're going to slow it down because it's a one-score game here. And when we get to that 2-minute mark, we are going to jump in as it's no good for Miami. They missed their own field goal. And it's 4th and 3 here. So now we're going to jump in. Miami, they've got to go 89 yards to win this game. Can they do it? We've seen crazy finishes for Florida State as long as we can remember here, last 3 years. As that's picked off! One play and Florida State takes over. Marco Fields, where were you throwing that? I know he's the backup, but that was just not even close. So no sweating here for FSU. As Ken Moss breaks a tackle, pushes forward, a first down is going to win it here. And Florida State is going to get out of here with a very hard-fought rivalry victory at home as we got D'Erico Claxton, Ken Moss. I mean, it's never over till it's over with Florida State. As Ken Moss up the gut, and he's not going to get into the end zone. So still a very slight chance here for Miami. They've got to get a goal line stand. Can FSU punch it in, take a 2-score lead? They're going to throw it, and that's, oh my, that was dangerous. I don't know where he was throwing that one, but it stops the clock. Like we always say with Florida State, you never know what's happening. 2nd and goal. Please just punch it in. Jericho, he's going to throw it again. What are you doing? To the end zone, open man, but there's a flag. Illegal touching. Why are we still throwing the ball? So now they're backed up. And the clock, it continues to stop. What is happening? So you're backed up, 3rd and goal from the 6 now when you could have just ran it, or I fell on the ball. And now they're throwing it again. Claxton, it's intercepted! Miami picks it off. They have a chance. Oh my gosh, what is brewing here? They made it to the 1. No one wants to win. So Miami gets another chance, and they maintain that timeout. That was the worst goal line attempt we've ever seen, as they're going to throw this one. That's a good dump off. He finds some room. Jackie Moon in shambles right now. I have no idea what he's doing. 1st and 10 here. Miami, clean pocket, over the middle, open, man, down the seam, and they are in range. Mike Butler for 30. This would be a absolutely insane, insane comeback. They're going to throw it again, another clean pocket, dumps this one off, he just goes out of bounds to Travis Birch. Coach Duck. They got bailed out. They're at the 1. And then they just threw it 3 times for no reason. 2nd and 10 here inside the 40 at the 35. The Hurricanes trying to shock Doak Campbell. A delayed give. They're going to hurdle, get stacked up, and dropped on his head. So now it's Miami's turn to suck as Drake Eklund, the SFA player, brings him down. So 3rd and 10, clock is ticking. They need a touchdown. Clean pocket again, dumps this off to the tight end. Gets a nice block, falls forward for about 5. That's Mike Butler. So 4th down, the game is on the line. They are going to hurry it up. Motions out to the slot. Miami has some time, dumps that off. It's going to be a 1st down, finds Birch. Here comes Miami. They're still very much in this game. 30 seconds left. They're going to spike this one. They want to sub or talk about it. Yeah, Georgia Southern lost to FIU. So 25 seconds left. A couple minutes ago, this was like a 110% chance in Florida State's favor. 2nd and 10 here for Miami in the red zone. They're going to delay, give it. What are you doing as he goes down? Clock is ticking. Precious chances, and now they're going to use that last timeout. So will Florida State get bailed out? Field goal does nothing for you. 3rd and 7, basically 2 chances at the end zone with 17 seconds left. Butler in motion. They bring a blitz, dumps that off, and he's going to be short. They got to hurry up to the line. This is the last play of the game. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Last play of the game. They got to get it off. They do. It's a deep drop. They're blitzing. They get there. Florida State survives. One of the most colossal errors we've ever seen. It doesn't come back to bite them. Coach Jackie Moon can breathe a sigh of relief. FSU holds. So we finally get to where we wanted to go, but it took Jackie Moon. He just wanted to keep it entertaining. He wanted to give the fans something to cheer about. As they got through for the sack, Drake Eklund, the SFA player, hits home to save the day. Unbelievable game, and we need to put Florida State on BearCave every single week. It's always a ridiculous outcome, no matter what happens. As Ken Moss gets a touchdown and he gets over 200 total yards. So Florida State now improves to 4-1, keeps track in the division along with everybody else here, and more importantly, it's a big-time rivalry win over Miami. Yeah, it was a great game, but it didn't need to be like that. It should have just been a Jericho Claxton, not sure what he was trying to do. I think Jackie Moon needs to reevaluate his scheme, his schematics on offense. That was uncalled for, to say the least. Yeah, great game against Duck today. So as always, we're going to wait and check out all the stats here. Obviously, I don't want to skip forward. I don't want to get a glitch where the game crashes, so we just watch the full outro. Alright, here we go. So we're looking for a Buggy Gumption touchdown. I don't think we got one today. Yeah, no, it was Amonra Leuha in this very low-scoring affair at Doak Campbell. As Jericho Claxton, not a great day from the junior, but you know what? He got it done. He got bailed out. And Ken Moss, how about the transfer from Texas State? Continues to be very, very good. Amonra Leuha, the senior SFA player, popping off. And on defense, Drake Eklund with the critical sack to win him the game. Tons of TFLs today. They got that interception from Jason Young. And deflections. They got 2 fumbles. Didn't see anything. And if we check out Miami, they were on a backup quarterback. Marco Fields, the sophomore, didn't really do too great. He couldn't punch it in at the end there. The offense really was pretty lethargic, but it looks like the Miami defense is what held them in this game. Ton of tackles for loss, sack, the critical interception there at the end, and a couple of deflections here as well. So a great game to reel us back in here. Check your field goal stats. Okay, let's see. 1 for 4 from Alan James. So he was not cooking today. He missed one from 39. Or he made one. Missed one from 49. And missed 2 from 50 plus. Oof. Not ideal. As always, though, Florida State, they like to keep it close, but they typically come out on top in these matchups unless it's against Clemson. So they're 4-1 now. Still that one loss to Kent State. So I'm not sure if it's time to start believing in Florida State here. All right, let's continue on. As we're going to go to the Big 12. Speaking of pretenders, talk about the Kansas Jayhawks and Coach Fink. Sometimes, man, I stumble over little things like that. All right, so Nebraska at Kansas. Coach Chewy, if you're here, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. If it's just Fink, if you're here, let me know kick or receive. And Fink did not leave a uniform request, so we're not going to touch it. And this game is a big favorite for the road team. Not a lot of love for the Jayhawks. It's a 10.5 point favorite for Nebraska. And if we are looking at the over-under, it's 55.5. And what we're looking specifically for today is Joel McKinley rush yards from Nebraska. Is he going to get over or under 99.5? Oh, yeah, one of the best color matchups here. So we're just going to jump on board with Nebraska, a team who I think Nebraska and Iowa State are fighting for this North Division. So this would be a big win against a cross-divisional opponent in Kansas, who seems to be better than we thought. I thought there'd be some regression here. They lost 3 of their best defensive players, but Kansas continues to prove me wrong year after year, at least in the first half. Remember, Fink was 4-1 last year when he lost out and went 4-7 or 5-7. Welcome in, Dogwater. You missed me praising Florida State earlier. All right, here we go. Can Fink get it done? We're going to go heads and kick like usual. So the Jayhawks win. Womp womp, Cryo. I gotcha. I yoinked that. All right, let's get it started here for Nebraska. They get a touchdown, but they missed the extra point. But they're still up, so Kansas, that 5-star running back, Shadon Iverson. No score yet here at home. Oh no, 20-0 in the first half as the fans are hitting the exit just like every year. As soon as you hit mid-November or mid-October, Fink folds like a piece of tinfoil. 37-0, Fink, what are you doing? Oh, the Finkster. Another Fink classic here today. Is an interception on the goal line is gonna do it here, folks. 37-0. Ouch. Nebraska makes a statement to the SFA telling you why they should be ranked as Washiko Johnson, SFA player, gets a tutty. Arian Green Davis, SFA player, gets a tutty. Joel McKinley scores. Alford gets a field goal. We got more returning a punt. We got a punt return even. Oh boy, yeah, Fink got destroyed here today as, hey, Jackson Arroyo, the SFA player, gets in for a play or two. Is Julius Swain, 246, 2 touchdowns, 78 completion percentage. Run the ball. Joel McKinley came out, looks like, so no over 100 for him. He hits his under there. And then Washiko Johnson almost hits that over. And defensively, Dictator, no sacks here. But look at all of the TFLs, and they got a couple sacks. Jeremy Long and Mark Jones, the edge guys. Interception for Jakeem Bobo, the SFA player. He is a freshman, and a couple of deflections here. No forced fumbles or fumble recoveries. Just an all-out impressive performance for Nebraska. Who is a dark horse? You guys got to get back on your Nebraska horse, people. As Bryson Shant, not much to talk about today, just wasn't working. Shadon Iverson, the lights might have been too bright for the freshman 5-star player. And through the air, not much happened either. On defense, 10 tackles, 5 TFLs for Junior Goodman. He was popping off, but that's about it. Nobody else was doing anything. As no deflections, no fumbles or anything. So that is just kind of how the cookie crumbles here in Lawrence. Ouch. Nice. You got a nice little BearCave going. Love to see it. Yeah, it's always sad when a user gets blitzed on BearCave. You know, it's one thing just seeing the box score. It's another thing seeing the score just go up and up and up. All right. So as we continue on, we're going to hit the Sickos game of the week, and it is BYU and Baylor. For those of you guys who don't know why this made Sickos, is because this is one of the SFA's longest and best rivalries. And it's not the teams, it's the coaches. You got Coach Flame at Baylor. Remember, he's back at Baylor. He was there for a good 7, 8, 9 seasons. And BYU, Coach Ron, he was the coach at Iowa State for about 6 seasons. So these two had some crazy matchups back and forth, some of the greatest games we've ever seen. So they're renewing this rivalry here. So Coach Ron, if you're here, heads or tails, kick or receive, as we'll see if he can get it done with Fedro Bautista. Now this is a big 12-point favorite for the Baylor Bears, but they're coming off 2 straight losses. The over-under for this game is, survey says, as I try to look at my graphic here, it's 62.5, and we're specifically looking for the BearCave prop is Fedro Bautista's completion percentage. Will he be over 55.5 or under 55.5? Remember, this is a guy who has insane throw power, but he lacks in accuracy and awareness. So we got a big game brewing here. We got an even bigger game later in the Big Ten. Check game day out after our BearCave stream. We're almost halfway through here. Is Flames trying to right the ship after going down twice in a row. You know, it's normal for us to see an early season stumble for Flame at Baylor, but never two. So that loss to Oklahoma State raised some eyebrows. They actually dropped out of the top 25 this week. So they're trying to battle back. This is definitely one of the best teams in the country on paper. Once again, you got to actually win the damn games. So Ron here is going to be heads and kick per usual. Here we go. Baylor starts with a touchdown. Big one for BYU. Remember, this is a big play BYU offense. It either works or it doesn't. It seemed to work there. Can they get more points on the board, or is Baylor going to run away? BYU hanging tough, but no, they're down 3 scores. They had to score there in the second, but they didn't. So now it looks like it's going to be over. Yeah, Baylor's running away with this one. BYU adds a field goal, but it looks like to be a little bit too late. But they add a touchdown, so not completely out of the realm of possibilities. They get a stop. Another touchdown. Here comes BYU. Coach Ron storming back. As we're going to go play by play here. We need a big-time play. And a 62-yard rush there for Ricky So, the former ASU running back. How about them apples, as now this game is back in business. Remember, we'll jump in at the 2-minute mark. This is a sickos game for sure. Can BYU get the ball back? It was 35-7 at one point, folks. Coach Flame, he gets stuffed there. It's going to be 3rd and 5. Our first down here pretty much ends the game for Coach Flame. Can Ron continue to be a thorn in Flame's side? 3rd and 5. They're going to delay, give it. Oh, he makes a move and he gets stuffed. Brad Silva cannot get the first down. Sean Howard on the tackle. Oh, boy. 35-7 in the 4th quarter, and Baylor is going to punt. They're angling this towards the sideline, and that's a bit of a shank. So BYU, the big play offense, Pedro Bautista, Deontay Lightfoot, DeKalen Thrust, they have a chance to make history. Can they kill Flame and kill Baylor yet again? Thrust, top of your screen. Lightfoot at the bottom. You got So in the backfield. Pedro, he's just going to try to throw that. It's tipped away as we're hovering right around that 55% mark if you bet on his completion percentage. 2 minutes here. 1 timeout. Plenty of time for BYU. A field goal ties it. Notice how the corners are playing very off as they're going to throw that one. He misses his man. So Bautista now at 50% completion percentage. 2 minutes left. They cannot punt this back. They got to find a way to get a first down. Look for Jeff Pimpton, the tight end here. He does hit him, but he goes out of bounds, so they get half of it. Jeff Pimpton, one of those players that came over from Iowa State. He's played Baylor a couple of times. 4th and 5. Pedro dumps that off. First down, BYU. All right, they hurry it up now. Pedro, he's yamming it deep, and he overthrows his man, and probably rightfully so. That may have been picked. The safety Chase was getting over there. This game definitely has some spice to it. We're at the 46. Pedro Bautista trying to build a legacy here for the Mormons. Dumps this one off, and he's speared over the middle. Jermaine Wright hangs on. No love lost between these coaches and these programs, as we're now over that 55% mark, I believe. 3rd and 6. Once again, BYU struggling to move the ball. Pedro, he has time over the middle, hits his man. That's Wade again, and he gets speared again. Jermaine Wright, how have they not taken him out for a CTE check or a concussion check? This guy is the definition of concussion protocol at this point. Talk about catching traffic as they continue their fringe field goal range now. Vidro dumping it off again to Jermaine Wright. He continues to reel it in. Now, I do not remember how good BYU's field goal kicker is. 2nd and 7 now. Vidro just floats it in. That's all right. A floater from Vidro is still a bullet. He has 99 throw power. DeAndre Lightfoot brings that one in. He is a big body deep threat. 3rd and 9. Clock is ticking. Vidro, plenty of time to the boundary. Hits his man right, and he goes out of bounds. Clock is stopped. So are they going to bring out the field goal unit here? No, they're not in range. Oh my, they got to go for it. 4th and 5, game on the line. Vidro takes the snap, 4-man rush. Vidro has time. He runs out! Baylor gets the sack! Turnover on downs! Flame is gonna win! The rivalry renewed, and Flame gets frame number 1. Ron is in shambles here. He had it on the cusp of his fingertips. And now they just got to kneel it out a couple of times. And you don't got to worry about any other team than Florida State when it comes to kneeling the ball. As BYU just can't take down the Baylor Bears on the road. What a game. That's why you recruit a kicker, folks, so that you can at least attempt field goals. As we hit triple zeros here in the Sickos game of the week, and that turned into a classic. Another beautiful edition of the Flame-Ron rivalry. Doesn't go Ron's way this time. Felt like there's some chances there for a Batista bomb, but he never took the shot. Your tribal Batista. Gonna stop here. Big 12 supremacy. Congratulations, beating up on the Independents. That's a big win for Baylor, though. Lose 2 games in a row. Then you have to go on a bye and hear the media talking shit about you for all week. And then you come back, almost give everything up. You're at, like, your absolute worst when you're trotting out there on defense, 35-32, right? And then you make the stop on 4th down. The sack off the edge. Ricky So, what was that block, man? Oh, he was blocking his tackle. Unfortunate. So we're done with the left side of the graphic. Now we're going to head over to the Patreon BearCave Game of the Week, picked by our patrons, and it's Army at App State this week. So we'll check out the rest of this game first. As remember, it was all Baylor early on, and then here comes BYU. They scored 24 unanswered, but just wasn't enough. As Batista, though, had a great game, and if you pick the over for the completion percentage, he hit it. 57, that's over 55. That's all you wanted is so. He had 61 of that 77 on 1 carry, so they really just couldn't run the ball here today. Jermaine Wright, Ricky So, Pimpton, and then Thrust held without a catch, their top receiving target. Interesting. And then on defense, TFLs, quite a few sacks, only 2. No interceptions. 1 deflection here. 1 forced fumble from Clay Ware, so have yourself a day. And then Baylor, Eric Morris, the senior, has a decent day. Brad Silva back from injury, gets 155 and a score. And for Baylor, man, they went on a week where the Hall of Fame voting actually ends. So they're expecting a lot of Baylor players to make the Hall of Fame this year, which will be revealed during conference championships. All right, so that's going to do it for Baylor here. As I always get our players of the game before we move on to the next. And stay with us here as we've got the best games of the day coming up still. All right, so we got Baylor popping. All right, Chef Moose, thanks for hanging out live. Yep, VODs are always available on YouTube later on tonight, so don't worry about it. It's Super Bowl Eve, baby. We've got a Super Bowl tomorrow. As next up is we're going to the Patreon BearCave Game of the Week. We've got Army at App State. App State is a 4.5-point home favorite here today. They are number 11 in the country. Obviously, they have the generational talent at quarterback. Coach MZ, if you're here, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. Zach, if you're here, just tails or kick or receive. As this game, the over-under is going to be 58.5. And if you're looking for the line, we're going to see, can Kenzo Carter, the cornerback for Army, get an interception today? Yes, Mike. Clayton Tune got in the game after a Schroeder injury, so we'll check on that tomorrow, but he looked pretty good, man. And if there wasn't already a quarterback controversy, there probably is now, as I don't have a uniform request here for Zach, so we're just going to go with, I don't see MZ, so we'll go with App State here. All right, let's kick it in. Let's get it going. The second best scoring offense in the country, 46.3 points a game. Can Army get back? They're 2-2 today. Now, I will say I placed a pretty heavy wager on the Army money line, so I may not be too biased if or I might be a little bit biased today here as the Make-A-Wish Mountaineers take the field. The team that swerved game day a couple of weeks ago. They don't want to be on stream at all because they are stream frauds. We'll see if they show up today or not. As Zach wants kick. Can the Black Knights get it done? As we will not get a choice here. So here we go, folks. First quarter from Boone. And actually might be a low-scoring game, oddly enough. Both these teams doing nothing in the first. I don't know who that favors, but App State breaks ground first. Can Army battle back? They do. Remember, they have Ruddy Rogers back. App State scores again. So at halftime, App State has the lead. And a touchdown from Army. And App State continues to control the game, but we're tied heading into the fourth. As Ruddy Rogers scores, but they miss the extra point. So here we go, inside 5 minutes. Not a ton of possessions today. Remember, when you have that triple option, it definitely shortens the games, as it's going to be 4th and 5. Remember, we don't jump in unless we get to that 2-minute mark as they turned the ball over. So here we go, 3rd and 9 for Army. Can they finish the game? A couple of first downs will win it for them here. Can they knock off the number 11 team in the country? Been a very defensive battle. Hand it off, and he keeps it, and he goes down. Zach Sledge on the tackle, so we're going to see a punt now. We're going to see App State have the ball on their own end, 1:36 for a game-winning touchdown drive. This is what being a generational talent is all about. This is the moments you are built for. As we're going to get a return here. And he's still on his feet. Zach Sledge gets 13. So out trots Flynn Saunders. He's 244 on the day, 2 touchdowns. Remember, his numbers aren't normally as absurd on these BearCave style games. They're much more realistic. So we'll see what can he do, as he has Julius Dickens, one of the best receivers in the country, top of your screen, as Flynn takes the snap. He's taken off here, first play, and he's sacked. Down he goes. He could not evade Luke Mason off the edge. So they're going to have to hurry it up now. Number 11 team in the country, 2nd and 12. Dumping that one off, and remember, this is an Army team that's missing their star middle linebacker, Scooter Burnett, as Charles Coley only gets about 6. So 3rd and 6 already. Minute remaining, only 1 timeout. You got to start stretching the field. They're only 4-14 today on 3rd down. Is Flynn? He's jamming that one, and he hits his man. Of course he does. Julius Dickens, the best connection in the country. He's up over 150 today in 2 scores. Flynn and Julius, one of the best connections in the country. Jay Cutler's on defense. Of course he is. As Flynn now yamming that over the middle again. Another wide open man. Jason Brock this time. The slot. All right, so they're already in scoring territory in 2 plays. Flynn floats that, and it's to Brock to the outside. He goes down. 43 seconds left. So Army going to have to try and get a stop here. They got to rely on the defense. Flynn trying to cement his legacy as earning that generational talent moniker. 2nd and 5. Okay, that has to be a troll. There's no way you just said Dolphins legend Jay Cutler. Broncos legend Jay Cutler. Not the Bears. All right, 3rd and 5 here. We're inside 30 seconds. Flynn, 4-man rush. He's jamming it to the end zone. Wide open man, diving catch. Rashad Palmer. Touchdown, App State. Flynn Saunders delivers on stream. Never thought we'd see the day. What a diving grab. He almost overthrew it. So now Army has to respond, and my 4,000 coins is in shambles with that throw. I'm sick. I'm sick. The Make-A-Wish Mountaineers getting lucky here on BearCave. I can't believe it. Heisman moment. What are we saying? It's Army. Relax. Oh, no. Here we go. All right. 3 timeouts for Army. Can they do something crazy? We got Ruddy Rogers in the backfield. This is one of the worst defenses in the group of 5. So there's still a chance for our boys over in Army as they bring a blitz. He's jamming it deep down the seam. He hits him down the snow. Army scores. 1 play. Oh my. Jeremy Silva back on top. On your dome. Oh, and they're going for 2. I can't believe it. I don't even know what noise just came out of my mouth. I am so sorry. As they toss it to Ruddy, and he gets stuffed. 1 play. He stepped up in the pocket and delivered an absolute yam. Hoo-wee. And we still have 15 seconds for Flynn to do something crazy. Oh my, this is one of those games. You just know it's going to be a beauty. 9 seconds left. We've had a couple insane plays already. Army absolutely stunning the crowd here. Stunning the commentators, leaving me speechless. 9 seconds left. It takes a generational play to beat a generational talent. That's what Army has done. But does Flynn have a little bit more magic in him today? Yeah, I love the plus 160 for the value, Rick. That's what I did. All right, 9 seconds left. Flynn Saunders. Only a 4-man rush. He just dumps it off, and it's dropped. Probably for the best. They still keep that timeout in their pocket. 6 seconds is enough to get another snap off. So that's actually probably a good idea there. Down 5. Trips to the left. They got the 1 tight end. Looks like they're just going to be in Hail Mary formation. Flynn, he's jamming that deep. It's an absolute rainbow over everybody. 1 second left. It's not looking good here for Flynn Saunders. As now that insane throw to Palmer may never be talked about again. The Army miracle. Flynn, he has the time. He delivers an absolute yamming. And it is caught! But short, Julius Dickens tracked down. Army's gonna win the game. 10 yards short. Oh, that one hurts. That one hurts as Barry Manning. It's just the defense again. So App State is going to drop one here. It looked like they should have had the win. They had the play right there. Oh, what a throw. What a catch. I cannot believe that game. We have to go and watch this play again. Who is that safety? I think that's Zach Sledge. Oh, what a miscue. He just pulled a... Oh, what's that guy's name? The guy on the Broncos that did that to the Ravens. The play that Raheem Morris. He just pulled a Raheem Morris right there. What a shocker. What a great game as Kenzo Carter got beat on the Hail Mary, but he makes the play. A very, very hard way to lose. But if that's the only blemish on your resume, I'm sure you'll be A-okay. Yeah, I lost on a Hail Mary to Army. Alright, so let's check out at least this play here, because what a absolutely ludicrous play here. Because they bring a blitz, right? And you free rusher in his face, and you just don't get there just in time. He steps up, he hangs in there, delivers an absolute yam. And I will say, this is actually probably the best place to throw it, even though there's two people on him. And who is that? Miller. I don't know who Miller is, but this is your strong safety. Jack got smoked. But, yeah, so he makes the catch because your head wasn't turned around, right? And now you try to stop him. You put out an arm, you don't even... Oh, my God, just unbelievable. And then you can't track him down. Oh, that one hurts. All right, let's take a look at the stats here. All right, Dickens had a couple of scores today, and Manning had a big run. Yeah, that's definitely probably going to get a video out of me. As Flynn Saunders did what he does best. 3 tutties, no interception for Kenzo Carter today. They didn't run the ball as well as they did last time they're on BearCave. Dickens over 200 yards. Part of that was the Hail Mary. Cade Barr, look at him go for the pancakes. He gets 8 today. Matt Jack, he got 12 tackles, but missed them at the... And who's this Miller guy? Julian Miller, the free safety. They just split the safeties cleanly. That's such a sad way to go out. Xavier James did get an interception, your D end, oddly enough. Fumble. Yeah, that was a rainbow there. Jay Cutler, man. Who thought this guy was in the SFA? Todd Ward. A lot of TFLs here for those couple of guys. And then we got a sack here from Mason. We saw that one. Deflections, only a couple. And that will do it here today from the pay. Glad you guys picked this game. That was wild. I mean, so this is kind of what I experienced, Zach, when I was in the AAC. It's like, going into the year, I know I get one mistake, basically. Once I have that, once I have the, people actually thinking I'm good, which I think everyone thought you're good, because you're at a number 11, right? So this is your one mistake. You go 13-1 now, or 12-1 now, you should be fine. But now it's your one mistake, so now you got to hunker down. As speaking of my team, it is that point. Before we get to the best games of the week, I always sim my game live for you guys. I don't know the result. It's not in the files like the other sim games because I'm a user, so it live sims it right now. So we'll see. Can East Carolina get it done today? Let's see here. ECU coming into this game is a 21-point favorite with an over-under of 48.5. Now, we'll say East Carolina's offense has been a bit lethargic a couple of weeks ago. They did put up a 60 burger, I think, last week. So, can they get it done? Yes, they do. They win by 24, so they do end up covering. A lot of touchdowns to Brooks today. No rushing, really. No Vanilla Vic touchdown. So, are we going to drop there in the Are we going to drop there in the Heisman race? I don't know, but we continue to move on as we hit our first bye week of the year. So we made it to the bye. I think our next game is Georgia Tech, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not too happy about that, but got to get my screenshot there. As we move on to the right side of the graphic now, we are having a long BearCave day today after starting out with 2 blowouts. So now we move on to Boise State and Washington. Now, I'm going to tell you, this is a very underrated matchup, folks. Boise State, we watched them on Watch Party last week. They are very, very fun to watch. And if this game stays close, look out. But now we've seen Washington knock off a couple of teams. So, Coach Dune, if you're here, let me know. Heads or tails, kick or receive. As no jersey request for Haydoon. And if you're betting on this game, this is a game heavily in favor for the Huskies. They are 11-point favorites and 50.5 for the over/under. And that in the featured parlay already lost with the Florida State winning. And then our prop today for this one is the fullback Joel Gilmore. He is going to be the guy rushing for Boise. Will he get 2+ touchdowns today? I wouldn't bet against this one. I almost put a bet on this one, so we'll see. Yeah, the coach's poll is very unserious. So, yeah, the real hype, but I think the more unserious the coach's poll is, like, the more people clamor for the committee rankings, the more they pay attention to them. So, we'll see what happens. As this is an interesting division because the normal players like Cal and Oregon aren't up there quite yet. Oregon hasn't played a conference game yet, keep that in mind, but all of a sudden Oregon State out of nowhere, Boise State out of nowhere. Like, are we seeing the North get shuffled a bit? Like, this is a very key game. I think if Boise State loses today, they're probably back to the Shadow Realm, but it's nice that they're getting featured here these last couple of weeks. Haydoon has been doing some work down here. So we'll see, can they make an absolute insane spoiler as Boise State starts out with a quick tutty. Washington responds, but Boise State's driving the rock. Gilmore is running the ball. Second quarter, Boise State, there they go. Come on, Boise. We love Boise State as Washington retakes the lead. No, that's not what we want. I'm sorry, Damien, but come on. Give us the Cinderella as Boise has a field goal. They're staying in this game, folks. Only down 10 as we head to the fourth quarter as they get a stop. Here comes Boise State, and they can't do anything with it. And it looks to be over now as, wait a second, down 10. Remember, we won't jump in unless it is one score. So there's a fumble recovery by Boise. Here they come. Got to get a big play. Got to get a big play. Come on, score. 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 Score! Get a field goal. And the pass was dropped by Charbonneau, so that is going to do it here. They almost come back, unfortunately. As Washington gets the win by 10 over a feisty Florida State here. Or, sorry, Boise State. As no touchdowns, I don't think, for... So Maynard got 3 through the air. Gilmore, none on the ground. He averaged 4.5. And Charbonneau lit it up. Edwards lit it up. But no touchdowns for Gilmore. So if you took that bet, it does not hit. As a lot of TFLs here. Boise State actually put up a fight. Like, I think this team is going to make a bowl game this year, which is kind of crazy to think about. Get a couple of deflections, couple of fumbles. Interesting. As we take a look here at Washington, Bryson Ford, all of a sudden the sophomore, he was thrust into the starting role after Davis graduated and Rayshon Gloop transferred. But he's playing very, very well. Dominique Bentley still very good. And Tatum getting in there playing well. Darrell Bain, we know him from last year. He is always a great receiver. And on defense, I mean, this is just kind of a Huskies team that's just kind of what they always are. Very good defensively, very good in the run game. Like, this is the kind of team that we've seen in the playoff, like, 3 of the last 5 years or whatever it's been. So we'll see if they can make a run, or if they continue their success here. But that's going to do it from us here over at the in the Pac-12. As Washington, it's a no cover for them today. You wish Florida State had a Garnet Field. Gross, 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 gross. Stop. That's disgusting. So the Boise dream might be dead, but it was fun while it lasted. And that's kind of what these, week 6, 7, and 8 is about, squashing dreams and really showing you guys who the real contenders are. As we get another one here, as we have Rick in Minnesota, taking on Northwestern, who is undefeated. I don't think anybody could have predicted a undefeated Northwestern at this point. Rick, if you want kick or receive, if you're here. And as I locate the line for this game here, it is a 54.5 over-under with a 6-point favorite for the Gophers. And our line we're looking at today is Devin Hester receiving yards. Will he go over or under 74.5? And jersey requests, I don't have any. All right, here we go. So we're going to jump on. I don't see anything from Rick, so we're just going to go with Northwestern and do heads and kick. Northwestern. This is a team that was tossed around like hot potato for a couple years between user teams. They don't have a user coach right now. So we'll see if they can take down Minnesota, who has to start winning. They are the favorite for this division, but a 2-2 start, not all that impressive. They've had some offensive struggles with a new quarterback and a new running back. So we're at TCF Bank Stadium. Can Northwestern continue the dream season? And Minnesota electing to receive, interestingly enough. As yet, Minnesota scores a touchdown. No, I'm pretty sure Northwestern doesn't have a coach. I might be wrong, but I'm like 99% sure they don't have a coach. Next quarter, Minnesota goes up 2 scores. It might be over, but no, Northwestern gets a quick one. Didn't even see where that came in. Northwestern, they tie it up right at halftime. This is a team that just doesn't go away. So Northwestern, they take the lead. Minnesota now on their back foot. They've scored, I think, 21 unanswered. Boogie Shamar. All right, here we go. We're going to continue to sim. And Minnesota, they get a no good field goal. A lot of missed field goals lately as they get stopped again. So Minnesota getting the ball back. They've got to score here. Mobley on the ground. Remember, this is a team that took Buffalo to the wire as they have to punt it. So we're going to see, can they get the ball back before we jump in? Yes, they do. All right, so we're going to get the punt off. Here we go. Minnesota, 80 yards away, down 4. Can they get a game-winning drive? They couldn't against Buffalo in a similar situation. So Yam in this one, out of bounds. Marcus Smith, not a great day today, 10 of 20. He really has not been looking good as the starter. I think Rick needs to figure out a new quarterback. 2nd and 10 here. They are going out empty. You got to watch out for Devin Hester, bottom of your screen. Only a 4-man rush. Dumps that one off, and it's dropped. Probably dropped on purpose there to save a little bit of time. So 3rd and 10 here. We've got Smith at shotgun. Trips left. 3rd and 10. 3-man rush. Playing contain. A mid-screen does not quite work as it's going to be 4th down. So decision time. Are they going to go for it? Or are they going to kick it and rely on the timeouts? They are going to go for it here. So 4th and 7. The game is on the line. Going out empty yet again. Minnesota. Free rusher. Dumps it off short and he's stopped. Northwestern takes over. unbelievable. I don't think anybody gave Northwestern a chance here today or at all this season, and here they are. 21-7, chance to continue to move the ball. A first down likely wins the game. Not all for the two of the highest prestige coaches taking new jobs this season. You got Baylor, you've got Rick at Minnesota. Flamin' Rick having some tough times in their first year with their new teams. So, you know, it's pretty difficult. And now Northwestern, man, are they going to be the favorite to win this division? You got Illinois, who lost a game, and now their quarterback is hurt. You've got Minnesota taking another loss. Iowa took a loss last week. I think now Iowa and Northwestern might be the teams, as we also saw Wisconsin struggle. They lost to Purdue. Yes, Cryo, we did hit 300K, or not 300K, 300 subs on YouTube. I would freak out if we had 300K. Hype. Third and 15 now. As this game is all but over. No fumble here. He's still up. Kevin Stewart. He's having a decent year this year. Leads in touchdowns. Fourth down. They're just going to let the clock run out. So Northwestern is going to get out of here with a victory. So another upset here today. We saw App State go down. Now we see Minnesota go down. So is it time to rank teams like Northwestern? Is it time to rank teams, you know, that we've been wary of, that because their history in the SFA hasn't been good? But Isaac Harden, look at him cook. Quarterback playing well. Minnesota, Coach Rick, they go down at home. Going to be interesting to see where Rick goes from here. He has yet to dip his toe in the recruiting pool yet this year. We'll have to see what his plans are moving forward, as he is going to lose his receivers, Jude Abraham and Devin Hester, this year. So it's going to be a very new-look Minnesota team. Made the playoff from last season. It's always interesting to see, like, what teams stay good for a while, which teams are, like, have a golden age. They just got, like, one or two great years, everything aligned, the stars aligned, they made a run, right? That's my favorite part of looking back through SFA history. So, looks like Minnesota's had that 1 year where everything, the stars aligned, and now they're kind of back to being a pretty mid. So, let's take a look at what happened here is the scoring summary. Got a pick 6 for Minnesota. And then they just battled back. Isaac Harden, he did have 2 picks, but they overcame those. And Kevin Stewart, they didn't even run the ball all that well. Like, this is not a great game. It's just the defense, I guess, played incredibly well here. 9 tackles, a couple TFLs here. Boogie Shamar, the SFA player, the in-game recruit. He's on this team. And 2 interceptions for Donnie Davis today. If you check on Minnesota now, is okay. So it looks like he left the game for a little bit, Marcus Smith. So you had Tony Hall play a bit. You had Ryan Tyler play as well. So it was, so I guess for about half the game, or a couple drives there in the second half, you didn't have your quarterback. So that might be attributing to it. But Devin Hester, he does not hit the over, so he goes under. Jude Abraham, a senior as well. Going to be a very, very new-look Minnesota team moving forward. Delvin Blizzard, the SFA player, gets 11. He gets 5 TFLs. Marvin Irby gets 1. No sacks today. They did get 2 picks. John Bailey did get a pick 6. A couple of tips there. And Tommy Adams with a fumble. Zach loses a parlay, it looks like, on that one. And I think the Northwestern win probably hurts a lot of bets because, like, that's definitely one of those games where, like, you it's a kind of a tight line, and you don't really believe in Northwestern, so you just think, oh, Minnesota, it's pretty obvious. But that's just betting off bias, and that's what gets you in trouble in the sports book. When you bet off bias alone, you're kind of cooked, because from year to year is so vastly different. All right, so we got a few more games here on this side of the bracket, as we're going to head to a crispy game. We've got Oregon and we've got Arizona. Arizona, they are 5-0 without dog water. So, Dave, let me know if you're here. Heads or tails, kick or receive. This is a 3.5 point spread for Arizona at home, back in Tucson, where they beat Alabama last week. And this is going to be a 71.5 over under. Holy Toledo. And we're specifically looking at Sal Easton. Can he come through today and throw 2.5 picks? As we are going to go for, as Dave, he is a Patreon guy, so we're going to do what he wants here. He wants yellow helmets, crispy, white nightmare green. Not sure if that's like on here. White nightmare green, okay. And then he wants yellow pants. Ooh, I like this combo. Coach Dave cooking with his combos. So here we go, folks. Can Oregon get it done? Remember, they're 2-2. They have a tough loss to App State. I believe they lost to another decent team. I can't remember off the top of my head, but they came back against BYU in a crazy watch party a few weeks ago. Then they had a bye. So both teams in white here, oddly enough. All right, so if we have to watch, this might be a colorblind. I don't know why the game put Arizona in white, but this is a weird uniform game here. So you got to look at the pants or the helmets. As I don't see Dave, so we'll just go heads and kick as usual. I didn't do it. The game just decided to put white. Don't give me those question marks, Nick. Look at the pants. All right, here we go, folks. Arizona starts at a quick score from Oregon. Man, this 71.5 might have been generous. 14-7. In Arizona, they continue. Oh, my God, Arizona. Josh Gamara proving me wrong in his senior year. I've been laughing at him for 3 years, and all of a sudden he's cooking. But you can't count out Oregon. This is a team that can score a lot in a hurry. Here they come. 35-21. It's still 14 points. We've seen Tucson crumbles before. And Arizona, they get another one. It doesn't look like we're jumping into this Jersey matchup. Arizona is going to cream the Ducks. An absolute devastation. Arizona is an absolute wagon, and it begs to question now, is what was wrong with Arizona in years past? The Desert Swarm? Was it the defense? The offense looks like they're okay, even without Bowers. They put up 42. Huff gets a 92-yarder. Holy Toledo. The under hits, 63 hits. Sal Easton gets 2, so the under hits for pass touchdowns. He does throw a pick here. Bo Jackson, he gets 111. Kinnery and Huff lead the way. Tough loss here for us. Oregon drops to 2-3, but they've had a very tough schedule. I still fully expect them to win or to make a bowl game, and definitely still have them in play for this division. So I would not count them out at all. But yeah, whoever the new coach is over here in Tucson is so much better than that guy named Dogwater, man. Not sure what he's cooking, but he has found a way to turn Josh Gamara into a game manager. And let's check out the stats. Oh my, where was this from? Josh Gamara, his first 3 years. 4 touchdowns, no interception in sight. Unbelievable. And no Bowers, and it doesn't matter as Huffman cooks. We got Mike Wishbone playing well, Luigi Greenberg, Tayshaun Prince, SFA guy. Oh, baby, they were cooking today. And this defense, man, they're just doing enough. You know, a couple interceptions, or just 1 interception here. Got 3 tips And a fumble by Malcolm Holt. And that will do it from Tucson. Oh, baby. So, Arizona, dude, if I... Okay, I see the script now. I thought it was going to be Tennessee. I thought it was going to be, you know, some other G5, maybe Flynn Saunders. But no, I see the writing on the wall. East Carolina is going to get smoked by Josh Gamara in a playoff game. I can just feel it. That is no good. Oh, dear. This one, it might hurt a little different. That one's going to hurt a lot differently. Alright, so before we continue, just want to make sure we got all the games out of the way. Yes, we did. As the BearCave game of the week, we've got Tennessee and Coach Nick taking on A&M and Coach Skook. We've got Bishop Moore versus Rex Beavers, two very well-known SFA quarterbacks. And we're going to get a prediction off for this one, folks. And it's just going to be a who wins. We're not going to do any spreads or any heebie-jeebies. Do you trust Tennessee on BearCave, or do you trust the Beaver Ball? Will they get it done, get a big upset, and get back to where they were last season pre-injury? So get those Bobinas going. I put a bit of a long timer on there. I want to get a lot of those bananas cooking. Yes, Nick, I will not forget the uniforms this week, as we've got orange pants, white tops, a truly disgusting combo that we know we're not going to see because, remember, Tennessee is a stream god and a sim god and a stream fraud, so we're not even going to get to watch anything here, unfortunately. But while we're waiting for the prediction, let's take a look at the spreads and that fun stuff. We've got... Let me find it. It's a 4-point spread for the Volunteers on the road. Going on the road to the 12th man or whatever, Kyle Field. You've got 48.5 is the over-under. I think that's a rather low over-under, if I'm being fair. And we're looking at Rex Beavers. Will he get a rushing touchdown and a win? If he does, it's plus 500. No, I did not. Do not clip that. Stop your slander, Nick. No. Stop the slander. Where is my, I'm just gonna mess around with my emotes while we're waiting for this. Alright, so people are siding with Tennessee, obviously. We'll see if they are for real. Remember, they lost to Louisiana early on in the year because Bishop Moore missed some time, but we'll see. Dogwater, you're not retiring. Relax. I don't know why you went to Florida. Just find a team and stay there. Jeez. Alright, here we go, folks. Last game of BearCave on the day before we head to Maryland and Michigan, but we've got some SEC business to attend to. Can Beaver Ball get it done? Can they be the hero? Can Rex Beavers finally bail us out? And we've got rain here at Kyle Field. Percy Knox, I'm calling you out. You got Ray Woods carrying this offense. Percy Knox needs to have a big day. Rex Beavers, there he is. The star of the show. Obviously, this division is Oklahoma and then everybody else. So we'll see if A&M can fight back. Here we go, folks. And I think Texas A&M is a bit underranked. Nick, heads or tails, kick or receive? Did he say anything? No, he did not. Nick, heads or tails, kick or receive? Heads or tails, kick or receive? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on, Nick. I know you're watching. Tails and kick. All right, here we go. And he wins the toss. It's the only good thing that will happen to him today. Here we go, folks. Number 5, Tennessee on the road. Can A&M get it done? They start out with a touchdown. They get 14. Here comes Rex Beavers, baby. A big first quarter. Can they get it done? 21-0. But here come Tennessee. They only get a field goal. They get a touchdown. They get another one. Tennessee battles back at a quarter. We've got a ball game, folks. 21-17 at halftime. This has been a banger. We thought Tennessee would get blown out, but no, no, no. And they take the lead. Beavers retakes it. Come on, Beavers. Yes, there goes Beavers. They're up 11. This game is on steroids. We're going back and forth, folks. Back and forth. Here they go. And they stall out. Remember, we can't jump in unless it's a one-score game. We're currently at 11. 4th and 3. And they get a big play to Dixon. Can they score to get this back within 1? And it's a long it's a field goal, and it's 8-point game. Here we go. So you've got 3 timeouts for A&M. Can Tennessee get a stop? You got the running game and nobody there on the edge. Down the sideline. Oh my. All right. So one more first down is going to win this game here for the Beaver Ball. That was Burley, I believe his name is. 125, that was a first down. Burley up again, the middle. He stiffies a man. Then this is a wet game. We could definitely see a fumble. Can A&M finish him off? Rex Beavers under center. This is a wet ball game. Will a fumble happen? Burley up the gut. He gets brought down, and that's going to be a stop. So they are in field goal range. Remember, we saw craziness happen with Florida State. Will we see more craziness happen here? Or can A&M do the unthinkable? Nick praying to the blue square. 3rd and 3. Burley, and he gets the first down. That may do it here. The Aggies. The Aggies are looking to upset the Volunteers. All it's going to take is some kneel downs, and Rex Beavers gets his signature victory over the Volunteers. An unbelievable performance. Look at the jersey. The white pants are gray. He wanted this. It was all heart. Beaver Ball reigns supreme here today in the rain. He built his dam on Rocky Top. Third and goal. One more play. And this game is final. An 8-point victory for A&M. As it's final here. As A&M gets it done. A top 5 upset over Tennessee. Rex Beavers, Coach Scoot gets the best win of his career. A big time win here. And that is a legacy-defining game for Beavers. Let's see if they can ride this momentum the rest of the season. See if they can get back into the divisional hunt. And I'm sure that's going to help the Rex Beavers Heisman case. But it is tough when you have Oklahoma in your division. As Burley got a nice run there to seal it here today. A&M 35, Tennessee 27. So a lot of things going on. As 70% of the money was on Tennessee, so we got to pay that out to our A&M folks as they get a big payout there. Beavers going full toxic. Beavers building a dam up on Rocky Top. As Tennessee, let's see. Percy Knox, 2 touchdowns from Percy. Stiffy, they battled back, and then Burley finished them out. So let's see what happened here. So Bishop Moore, 391, but the interceptions, not his best day. And then, oh my, the running game was just nowhere to be found. Why weren't they running it in the rain? Why is Des Stiffy got 10 carries for 2.4? That is terrible. He got a fumble as well. Jake Laxton held to 1 catch. Jamarian Sippins, 10 tackles. The TFLs, pretty good. Only 1 sack. Deflections, Kobe Dredd, Sam Powell. Fumbles Fumble recovery. Okay. Rex Beavers, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, but he got the win. Did he get the rushing touchdown? No, he didn't. Oh, the BearCave prop doesn't hit. I am sick. Burley vultured him today. Percy Knox, though, comes back. I called him out. He shows up today. Big time win here. And this is the A&M we know is in them, but they're just not consistent. Freddie Furman had himself a great day. Jackie Knight, both SFA players. 3 sacks combined. An interception from Jackie Knight as well. So must have been off like a tip at the line or something. 5 deflections. They were just destroying. Jackie Knight, have a legacy day, man. A sack, a pick, and a fumble. He might be player of the week nationally off of that performance. All right, folks, so as always, before we head out here on BearCave, we're going to check out next week's games, knowing what we know now, seeing what is going to entice us next week. As A&M is surely going to jump up in the ratings, but how far will they climb? Alright, so just to make sure, we got one more game this week. Yes, we do. And then week 7 is upon us. This will be on Thursday. And I'm telling you guys now, it's going to be a morning game day because I have to work the night on Thursday. So, or into the night for just some work stuff. So it's going to be a morning game day on Thursday. As a reminder, is this, oh boy, this one could be where we're going. We might be going down to Death Valley. Oklahoma and LSU. Alright, that is already going to be a good story. As a couple other decent games here. Arizona and USC. USC looking good so far. Washington, Oregon State could be a banger. Missouri, Oklahoma State's going to be fun. Michigan State's always a classic. Iowa, Penn State. Oh man, things are heating up here in the SFA as we are headed. This will be the halfway point after week 7 of the season. As Clemson, Syracuse is looking good. Notre Dame, Pitt is going to be a banger. Iowa State, Nebraska, that could be the game that decides the division. Texas A&M, Georgia, another test for Beavers. Rutgers, Western Kentucky. So another week of some great matchups here in the SFA. Arkansas State and Coastal will be a great one as well. So, alrighty guys, as always, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for any and all of the support. I'm going to take a 5 to 10 minute break just to get things set up, and we'll be back for Michigan and Maryland here on game day. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.